Finance section opens with a few pages requiring information on financial performance and accounting systems before moving on to the forecasts, starting with the P&L forecast. And this will take you to the index page for all the financial spreadsheets which you will have seen previously under marketing. Just to remind you that you can use the help button here for any assistance with these sheets. You should have already completed the boxes 1 and 2 and the sales forecast, either units or sales. So when you go to the P&L forecast, you will see the sales already shown in the blue line at the top. The subjects are deliberately restricted so the forecast prints on one page. You cannot alter descriptions shown in black because these are linked for calculation to other spreadsheets. Use the note column to correspond to any notes made in the right hand panel on the input page when you get back to the program. Ensure you check the VAT column as appropriate. Please note you may need to scroll down on certain screens to complete the information at the bottom of the sheet. To save going back to index each time, you can go between the P&L sheets by using the Go To buttons here and here, and also to go to the next spreadsheet, Financial Parameters. Financial Parameters does not appear in the document itself, but it must be completed fully and accurately, as the assumptions will be used to create your cash flow forecast. Please follow the instructions carefully or refer to help. We'll go back to index now, and there is an additional spreadsheet called sensitivity analysis. This worksheet is included so you can test different sales and cost scenarios and view the effect on your margins. Again, it is not included in the main document, though you can print it and attach it in the appendices if you considered it was relevant. We'll go back to index now and go to the cash flow forecast. Most of this is automatically created from data entered in the P&L forecast and financial parameters. You only have to enter any data required in the yellow cells here, here, here and here. Again, use the note column to number any notes to be included in the input panel on the plan itself. Complete the first 3 years forecasts and then go back to index. To move on to balance sheets, here are two options: the automatic balance sheet, which has been set up to calculate your forecast automatically. However, as the layout of the balance sheets vary from company to company, it is sometimes difficult to match the headings from your previous year's balance sheet here, if you have one, and this information is often critical to the process. The total finance by here and the net current assets here should be the same. If you cannot make them balance, you may need to use the manual balance sheet, this one here. The manual version will allow you to create and customize your own balance sheet. You may find referring to the notes provided here will be helpful. If not, you may need to consult your accountant. These are the basic ratios used by banks to assess performance. You will need to enter the previous year's figures in the left-hand column. You will note that the values are shown in the yellow cells, but you must check these figures carefully, and you can overwrite them if necessary. The formula for doing these are shown in the green cells to the left. Now go back to index. The last section to be completed is risk assessment. This is an important part of the plan, not only to prepare for any contingency that might be required, but also to test the substance of the plan and be prepared to answer any questions an investor may ask in relation to any changes brought on by unanticipated events. The risk assessment covers marketing, personnel, operations and finance. This now completes the main sections part, and we move on to execute plan. This part will enable you to put the finishing touches to your plan and produce the final document. The executive summary is arguably the most important page of your document if you are presenting it to an investor, as it will often be this page from which they will determine the validity of your plan. There are some useful tips and guidance notes on what to include. Next is the cover page, where you can create the content for the document cover, including inserting a logo design if you wish. It can be properly formatted in the final Word document, as can the table of contents, which will be included automatically. Next is the appendices, and here is a list of possible items you may want to consider attaching to the plan. And here are the action lists, which you will have been using to make action notes as you progress through the plan. You can now go to each one and print them out. Let's click on Marketing, and then we'll click on the Open Word version, and here is the action list, which you can print out and distribute as required. These will not appear in the document itself. Before going to print the plan, you can review the content. You cannot make any changes here. They must be made on the page within the program to be saved. When you are satisfied with the content, you can go back to working page and then on to print and save the document. Any final changes to the format and then print it out. But do note that any changes made to text or content will not be saved in the program itself. From here you can either log out and exit the plan or go back to the start of the plan.